So we're going to talk about something called a J curve. Okay, so we've been talking about depreciation. Now, of course, keep in mind the opposite case is also true. When I'm talking about depreciation leading to an increase in net export, opposite also happens, and appreciation will lead to a fall in net export and all that it pertains. Okay, but we've been talking about depreciation, and we've been sort of assuming so far that everything will be instantaneous. Like we are going to cause a depreciation and immediately our consumption patterns will change, import and export patterns will change, but that's not how it works in reality, right? I mean, it's not like every day we wake up and we take a look at what's happening to the exchange rate of different countries and then decide whether we should buy something from Germany today or whether we should buy something from France today. That's not how it works. These things take time. There are contracts in place that you can't just walk away from for companies and firms, even for firms to decide that we want to shift production or hiring workers from place X to place Y. That's going to take some time. For people to realize that there has been a change in the exchange rate, which is making certain goods more expensive or cheaper in the market, it's going to take some time. It's never going to happen instantaneously. There is a dynamic involved. Okay, so I'm going to draw this diagram. Okay, so we are still measuring NX here. Okay, and suppose this is where we are. So we have negative net export. At this point, this is time. We have time on the x-axis. So at this point, what we are going to do is we're going to lead to depreciation. So we are operating at this level of NX, okay? At this level of NX. What we are hoping is that we are going to implement depreciation at this point, and as a result, our net export deficit will disappear. We will come here, and then we will operate here. This is what we have so far envisioned happening, right? But as I said, nothing is this instantaneous. This isn't going to happen immediately. These things take time, right? So a more realistic scenario, this is wrong. A more realistic scenario is this. So we have NX here. We are operating with a negative net export. At this point, there is a depreciation. But as I said, there are, let's say, contracts in place. Someone who's buying goods from another country cannot suddenly decide, I'm going to stop doing this, right? I mean, if he has a contract for 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, he has to keep doing this. For people, sure, I may know that certain goods are going to become more expensive, certain imported goods. But if the shopkeeper, the shop where I go to, hasn't had a chance to restock those expensive goods with something else, I still have to buy that same good, right? So what happens in the short run is that there has been a depreciation, but we keep buying. I'm going to write this down because keep buying in the short run expensive foreign goods. What else might happen? This is for buying. Suppose for selling, our goods have become cheaper because of depreciation. It's cheaper for foreigners. But for them also, this will take some time, right? They won't be able to do it immediately. So we won't be able to sell it to foreign markets before they can afford to buy our goods. So in the short run, what's actually going to happen is, although there has been a depreciation, we are going to keep buying and selling the same goods, which means that our situation is going to get worse, because now buying foreign goods are more expensive, but we keep buying them. And since selling goods have become cheaper, we're not making much money. So in the short run, this is going to go down. Our situation is going to get worse, but then over time, we're going to get to where we want to be. Okay. And so that's why this is called a J curve. It sort of looks like a J. Is that this, what we were hoping, does not happen. Okay. In the short run, there is a fall in NX. Even though we want to increase NX, in the short run, NX is actually going to fall. And then over time, it's going to correct itself. All right. So that's it for the chapter. In the next video, I'll be solving some problems. But before you guys take a look at that, the problem solvings, make sure that you understand everything. This is the most important chapter of this course. Okay, it's at the heart of everything that we are going to talk about from here until the end of the semester. So it's very important that you guys understand all the details and the nitty-gritties of this chapter. So make sure you do that before you move on to the problem solvings.